Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Juan the Yarn Addict, and this is session number 45 of Whipping It with Juan. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. I'm super happy that you found me. If you're not new here and you're returning, welcome back. I'm very thankful and grateful you've returned. Whipping It with Juan is a session where I sit back, I work on my whips, and I talk to you guys about all the things that come to my mind. So we become buddies for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I hope you're ready because I have tons of things to talk about. So the question of the hour, my friends, is what is on the hook? As of right now, I don't have anything on the hook because I decided to create a new project. Now, I have a beanie here that I rolled out onto the channel recently. It's called the Matt Hatter beanie. I'm going to bring Matt to you guys and showcase the hat once more. It is a hat of cables. Just simple cables, nothing too intricate, but it's very fast, fun, and easy to work up. And so I decided that this beanie needs a scarf. It needs a companion. So I pulled the cakes that you're seeing right here out of stash, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to work with some Premier yarn and do a Whipping It with Juan session and just hang out and have a good time. So if you haven't worked with this before, first of all, it's great yarn. It's lots of fun to work with. It's soft, it's squishy, and it is on sale right now at premieryarns.com, depending on when you're watching this. It is Premier Week, and this is one of the items that is on sale. So, Premier Sweet Roll Vivid, it is 174 yards. It is 160 meters, 3.5 ounces at 150 grams. This colorway is Dragonfly. It's so nice. I really like how the green pops. It's perfect. And there's the crown. So, I'm hoping that the scarf comes out equally as good as the beanie did. So let me go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to set this here. Now I don't know how much yarn I'm going to need, so I pulled 3 cakes out. I think this is going to be enough. We'll see. So let me go ahead and set myself up. I create a little table right here with my knee just so that everything is nice and close. Anyway, what is on your hook, friends? I'm very curious. I'm always asking, what is on your hook? I'm always wondering. A lot of my inspiration comes through others' makes and what they were able to accomplish, the colors that they use, the hook size, all of those things matter to me when I ask, what did you make? What is on your hook? So, anyway, my scarf here is going to be worked up in multiples of odd numbers here. So very quickly, let me just do a quick count. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oops, 21 should be the magic number here. 21. 21 it is. Okay, perfect. It looks about yay wide. Good enough for me. So let's see. Let's do the first round in half doubles. Okay, actually no. Let's do the first round in double crochet. Okay. So I'm making this up on the fly as we go. I need this to resemble the hat, but the problem is that when I created the hat here, the beanie, I worked in the round. This is back and forth and we're flipping. So the cadence to how the stitches get laid out are slightly different between both projects here. So trying to figure that out on the fly, and I think I got it. So anyway, I really enjoy working with this yarn because it's a nice full 4-weight yarn. It's not overly large. It's not thin and weak. When you squeeze the yarn, you can feel meat on the bones there. And it's not abrasive. It's very soft and squishy. And the colors are vivid. It lives true to the name. And I really enjoy working with this yarn. I was pleasantly surprised with how that turned out as I was recording the tutorial. I said to myself, you know what? I need to get more of this yarn and work up different projects with it because it is really, really good yarn. So I went ahead and made a purchase today on premieryarns.com. And by the way, I do have an affiliate link in the show notes. If you're interested, check it out. It doesn't cost you anything to use it, but it does give me a kickback that I dump into the postage to mail out the giveaways. So there is that. Now, I don't know every colorway off the top of my head. I do know Dragonfly, which is this one, and Primary. It's like the colors of the rainbow. Those are my two go-tos with Premier Vivid. And they also have Bold, which is a thicker weight yarn, and they do offer other colorways in the thicker yarns. So that is also on sale. You can check that out too. So Premier Yarns is placing all of these wonderful yarns on sale, and every day they're adding more to the collection. So just when you think you know exactly what they have on sale, they are surprising us with other things. So I implore you to check it out. Even if you're not getting anything, you can just check out all the wonderful colorways of the different yarns that they're offering. And yeah, think up ideas for projects and things with maybe the yarns that you do have. So there is that. I really like this yarn. And I like the fact that the purple is just so nice and lush. It's so good. Okay, so here goes nothing. All right, so I'm going to create ribbing here. I believe I'm creating ribbing. It's a process. You know, the creative process is that. It's a process. Sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes you get it on the first run and then you're good to go. So when I create, sometimes I get really far with an idea and then it just falls to the wayside because maybe it just didn't pan out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all, because the only way you get better at the process is by practicing. So yeah, I really do like the way this is looking. This is perfect. Okay, so I don't know how far this yarn will take me, but these 3 cakes is all I have of this colorway. So it's a make it work moment, and I have full faith in the fact that I'm going to make it work with the yarn that I have here. So, you know, at first I really wasn't too keen on this fuchsia color, but the more I looked at it, I said, you know what, it's not as pink as my mind is letting me believe it is. It's more on the purple side, so we're good. Because if you don't know this about me, purple is my absolute favorite color. The darker the purple, the happier I am. And so, yes, at this point, any shade of purple is amazing. I love it. So I think once this scarf is done, I'm going to go ahead and create the tutorial using the same counts and everything. And again, I want everyone to be able to look at this scarf and know that this is the Mad Hatter scarf and it goes with the beanie. So I think we're able to accomplish that. So I'm super excited about this. So I just have to focus on my starting stitches here, which is going perfectly so far. Okay, so since we're on the back side, I'm going to do half doubles for this row here. It's perfect. So then we're going to carry up the posts, and this is going to help speed up the process. Every other row, kind of like the alpine stitch, where when you flip it over, one row is one stitch and then the front row is another stitch. I think this is how this is going to work out, which is absolutely fine with me. I'm totally okay with it. So there is that. I do have to tell you guys that I am in the middle of a KAL. If you're not aware, I am hosting a KAL. We are about to embark on week number 4, and I will tell you that it is very challenging in some aspects because there are elements of this KAL that a lot of people, participants who are in the KAL, I've never experienced before. So one of the things is working in the bias. So what that means is working on a diagonal. So creating a new corner off of a diagonal. And it's been so much fun being able to put together a tutorial to be able to teach people how to do this. And the response has been really, really great. So week number 3 is 2 weeks long because you're creating that same pattern 4 times. So we have a square, we're tilting it 45 degrees to then make it like a diamond. And then you're going in the center of the sides and you're creating squares, or triangles, sorry. You're creating triangles to then make a square. That's where I was trying to go with that. So yes, I felt 2 weeks was enough time to be able to create those 4 triangles. And now week 4 is taking the square that was just created and really just pushing it out. So yes, I'm very excited to roll out week number 4, and I know the participants are very excited about week 4 as well. To my surprise, we are going through some yarn, so that is exciting. When I initially rolled out the cal, I told everyone that you're going to need approximately 3,000 yards of yarn, and that still holds true to this day. You're going to use almost all of it. So that is good. Now, as far as colors and things are concerned, I always told everyone from the very beginning, you can lay your colors out exactly how you want to lay them out. You don't have to change colors when I do. If you do, that's absolutely fine. It's completely up to you. I also made one in a solid color, and so you can also make the project in a solid color as well. So the choice is completely up to you, which it's kind of nice having that option, you know? So there's that. Now, I believe we are going to finish the cal on time. I know a lot of people were a little concerned about us having a delay on the cal because week 3 was stretched to another week. But what I did was I took the remaining rows of weeks 4 and 5 and reallocated them between weeks 4 and 5. So we will still be able to finish on time. And that is super exciting because Thanksgiving is coming up. And I know many people want their projects done by Thanksgiving, and I think it will happen for everyone who wants it to be done. So there is that. I like how this is turning out. I'm doing extended front post double crochets, and it's turning out very nice. I'm trying to get used to the squishiness of this yarn. It does take a moment to settle in your brain that the yarn is like that squishy, which, I mean, by all accounts, is a very nice thing to have to consider. So yes, that's super nice. So I'm starting with, you know, the base of the cables, and then I'm going to be crossing them over. It's only 2 cables that we cross over. So, you know, it's not like it's super difficult, but once you get the cadence of it, it becomes second nature. It's like autopilot because everything's already been established. So that's the fun part about this. So you're just setting everything up and then you are good to go. Oops, it's not a treble. Now I'm wondering if I'm going to wind up starting something else because I do like to hop around a lot while I'm in the studio because I see other projects that I've touched and I'm like, could I put that to the hook really quick and get a few stitches done? I like to touch everything when I'm in here. I can't help it. I try to, you know, stay away from projects and tell myself, right now's not the time to touch that. You have to wait until next time to touch that. Right now it's about this. It's really hard to do that when you see all the things in here. I see all the things in here, friends, and I'm like, I want to touch this. I want to do that. I need a few more rows on this, you know. So, yeah. Super, super nice. Yes. I do like this so far. I'm very pleased with this. Half doubles every other row, makes it go super, super fast. Okay. I'm trying to think what other projects could I put with Premier Vivid. So I know that this yarn is a statement. It's a choice. You know, it's beautiful colors. It's very there. It's very present, you know. I think a throw would look amazing in these colors. Lots of projects. You can make pillow covers with this, like accent pillow covers. What else can we make with this? We can make different kinds of hats and beanies and things, scarves. I mean, these colors make great accent pieces. Or it could even make a great statement piece. Pick a stitch, make a sweater. I would say, you know, a 3-pack times 2 would get you a decent sized sweater depending on the stitch, or at least a great start on one if you're not running another yarn with it. Because again, depending on your stitch, you know, so it's really, really good yarn. So there is that. Chain 2, and we are back on the front. That is so nice. I do love how this is looking. Okay, so now we are going to cross the cables. Let's do half double there. And then this, let's do an extended double. And do a crossover here. Let's see if this is going to work. Like I said in the beginning, sometimes the creative process forces us to put the hook down and analyze, interpret, and say, you know what? Go back to the drawing board and figure it out, because maybe right now is not the right time for that idea, you know? And honestly, that's the fun part about why I design and why I create. I like the idea of saying, okay, maybe I pushed that idea a little too far. Let me edit and draw that back, you know? I'm okay with that. Sometimes I'm okay with that. A lot of times I really want this idea of mine that's in my head to come to fruition, and I try all the things to get it to work. Like, I want this idea to come out, and I want this idea to make its way across the hook and make sense and be a way that I can interpret and teach others how to do my idea, you know? And sometimes it just doesn't work. No matter how hard I try, it's just not going to work. And so I resigned to the idea that not today. I like the way this is looking though. It's very, very nice. So good. Okay, so I'm going to do front post extended double crochets and then cross them over, which is super nice. And I think this tutorial is going to come out really nice when it comes time to do this tutorial. Nothing overly complicated. Simple, easy, fast, and fun. That's my motto. Simple, easy, fast, and fun. I think that is what people want when they see a tutorial. Simple, easy, fast, and fun. And they may not want to put it on the hook right away, but maybe save for later, you know? You never know when you have time for a palette cleanser. You can pull up your little playlist and be like, okay, now's the time for that, you know? So let me show you the crossovers. So we're doing the crossovers now. Now we're going to carry that up. And I love how that gradient is just sliding from blue to purple. That's perfect. Love how this is looking. I don't know how far we're going to get with this, but that is okay. As long as I start and then I can continue on after the WIPn It with Juan session, I have it done and prepped and ready for a tutorial. So there is that. What else did I want to tell you guys? So you know how I mentioned that I have a solid version of my cal in the other room, as well as the one that I'm doing the tutorial on? Well, I made a conscious decision that my solid cal is going to stop as it is right now, because it is 48 inches at the end of week number 3. I didn't even put week 4 on that one, and it's 48 inches. So since it has a die lot issue, I decided that where I'm at with that one, it's done. I'm going to recreate a frame for it and just have it here for the house. The other one, however, is well on its way. It looks absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm very excited about it. Maybe more excited than everyone else. I put so much work into it that I'm just very proud of the effort that I put into it. So one of the reasons why I'm really excited about it is because for once I did not use the wheel. So if you've been following me through the course of the summer, I pulled the spin wheel out and I made so many projects with the spin wheel. It was a challenge for me to, I guess, present to myself, like, can you take these stitches and create something on the fly? And I think I've been successful thus far, but I wanted to create something without the wheel, completely from my head, to be able to say, this was an interpretation of what I had in my head that I wanted to share with my audience. And so this cowl is that. And it looks so good. I'm very proud of it for it being my first one without like a wheel. My winter cowl last year was my first crochet along, and we used the wheel for everything. So my winter cowl was 2 separate cowls side by side. I have no idea why I felt the need to do 2 side-by-side cowls. I wanted everyone to take part, whether it was in the blanket or in the squares. And so I did 2 of them side by side. And there were days where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, but somehow I mustered up the strength to get it done. And yes, we did the winter cowl using the wheel. And then the spring cowl came along and I used the wheel. And so, I mean, here we are. And I said, you know, I don't want to use the wheel. I want to take all the things that I have in my brain and just interpret it in a way that I think people will like. And the response has been really, really good. So I'm thankful to those who are participating, and I'm thankful to those who are considering it. It's not a beginner cowl. It's for the adventurous beginner wanting to expand their skills. So if you have knowledge of crochet and you know your stitches, your basic stitches, and you've followed a cowl and a tutorial before, I think you will fare well. Just, you know, prepare yourself for possible rewind replay, because unlike the beginner tutorials where, you know, we go through, this is a double crochet, you yarn over, you go in, there's a lot of conversation where I say 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and then we move on, you know. So just know that I have said many times that this is not a beginner cowl, but it is a beginner friendly one, so long as you're well versed on the things that you need to know. The pattern is free on Ravelry through the weeks that we're doing them. So week 4 is about to roll out, depending on when you're seeing this. And so if the cowl is still on and going, you can go to my Ravelry account, it's JuanTheYarnAddict, and download a free copy and keep it for your records. Once the cowl is over, I'm going to take all the files and redesign the pattern so that it's one pattern, and then I'm going to resubmit it to Ravelry, and it will not be free because I'm going to add other elements to it. Pictures, images of the tutorial that I can fuse into the pattern. So there will be more elements to it once the cowl is over. So I'm super excited about the whole process of being able to share my pattern right now with the audience while we're doing it. I thought to myself, I said, Juan, is this really a make along and not a crochet along? But in reality, it depends on how you look at it, because although I am crocheting it with everyone, I'm actually ahead of everyone, because as of right now, I'm sitting on week 4. No one else has started week 4 yet, you know? So it's allowing me the space to be creative in the moment. instead of having everything done and just presenting the entire thing to the audience. It gives me the opportunity to make adjustments as needed and finagle things at the last minute without having to take the entire thing down and away. So I'm still there in the moment, and I really like that. So for me, it's still a crochet along and not so much a make along. But then again, it depends on who you ask. So for now, I'm keeping it a cow. It is a cow, friends. So yes, I have been asked, Juan, are you going to be doing another cow? Are you going to be doing future projects like this? I will tell you that as of right now, I'm not entertaining the idea. I'm trying to get through one thing at a time. I'm trying to make sure that the project that we are in goes without a hitch. I want to make sure that everyone is good, and if there's any hiccups, I'm there to address it and get everybody on board with what the next steps are. So there is that. I need to make sure I'm on the right page here. Okay, so we've had some revisions to the pattern. While people were working it up, we noticed that there were typos and things like that. Those kinds of things will happen with intermediate patterns, especially when you roll things out consecutively very quickly. But as things get ironed out, we tell everyone the things and we update things as needed and as necessary. Just know that when everything is done, the final file will be the most accurate representation of everything. So to date, we're good. We are counting stitches. Some are not counting stitches. I have said that, it's best that you make sure your stitch counts are correct, because I will tell you in week number 4, you're going to have to know where to place certain stitches. And it's imperative that you start week 4 with the correct stitch count. But at the beginning of the tutorial for week number 4, I do tell everyone, this is how you get to the correct stitch count, or this is a suggested way to get to the correct stitch count. So there is that. I do know some people will not take that advice, and they will be like, it's okay, Juan, it's for the house. And to that, I say, kudos to you for making it for the house. I like that for you, but in all fairness, I want you to know that I did warn you. So there is that. It's an experience, and it's a fun one, and I'm very appreciative of the fact that people are even doing it. So there is that. Let me see. Did I get No, this is good. Okay. I'm not getting far because I'm getting like in depth in the conversation, but the crosses are happening. We're on the fuchsia. Look at that. That is so good. Those crosses are happening, friends. I'm loving this for us. Let's chain 2 and turn our work. Half double crochets in every stitch for the row. So it's kind of like a 2-row repeat, but not really, because 1 row is half double crochets. Like every other half row is like half double crochets. But then when you're on the front side, you have your front posts, and like every so many rows you're crossing them over. So I don't know if it's like a repeat, like a 2-row repeat, but it is a repeat of some sort. We're still in the creative process, so I don't have that exact number as of right now, but I will eventually have it. I will eventually have it, friends. Anyway, I have been crocheting the entire day. I woke up this morning, I believe it was 4:30 this morning, and I brewed a pot of coffee and I got right to the hook. And it is now 8:18 p.m. And apart from a meal break, a few errands to the post office and to other places, I've been crocheting the entire time. And it doesn't feel like it. This is how much I love to crochet. Like the entire day can pass me by and I wouldn't know any the better. And I'm okay with that. I just love to crochet. I love to just chit chat. The fun part of the gift of gab. Oh, by the way, I had an interview this morning on another channel. Um, so Kim, Fortunate Creations, is the channel name. I was on her channel and we had a good time. It was a 1 hour show she had, and she asked me all the questions. I had such a great time with her. I was her 4th subscriber. I remember when she pressed the play button, she reached out to me and asked me for advice. And I said, you know what? I need to subscribe to this channel because something is telling me that she's going to be around for a while. And she is about to celebrate her 1-year podiversary at the end of the month. So I'm super proud and excited for her. And yes, she's been very consistent. She posts every day, Coffee with Kim. It's just, her way of starting the day. So yes, I enjoy watching her on my way to work. At the red lights, of course. I can't watch while I'm driving. But yes, I do stop at the red lights and pay attention to the conversation. She does, yarn, crochet, crafting, and everything in between. Oh, it's so nice. Anyway, just a huge congratulations to you, Kim, for making it to your 1st year. The unfortunate fact is many people press the play button and, for whatever reason, they don't see their 1 year come to fruition. But you, my friend, you have made it a year, and that is so cool for you. I'm very, very happy for you. So let's take a look at our progress while I gab at the gums. So I've extended out to another row there. Now I will tell you, when I'm silent and I'm just hooking away, I'm much, much faster. But since we're just hanging out and having a good time, I mean, what's the hurry? I've been crocheting all day, This is my downtime. I crochet, for the channel, like for the Cal and all the things. And during my downtime, let's hang out and put things on the hook and just play. So that's what this is. And I know I mentioned this to you guys, but this yarn is so soft and squishy. If you've worked with Premier Vivid, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is very soft and squish. I love this. Now, I do have a few cases of Premier yarns that I'm going to be showcasing. A lot of the yarns I've already shown on my channel, but it's so nice that I got it twice. A deal and a steal was had. And so I still have to show you guys the things. So I'm going to do a video. I'm going to pull those boxes of Premier yarns out and I'm going to showcase them, especially now while it's Premier Week, There's tons of yarn and colorways and designs and ideas to be inspired by when we talk about all the things. So yes. Have you used Premier yarns before? And if so, what is your favorite Premier yarn? I have to tell you what my top favorite is. Now, I have lots of favorites when it comes to Premier yarn, but there's one in particular, and if you've been following me, you know the answer to this already, but it's so good, it's like I have to say it. Okay. I'm going to continue. You see, I almost sat this down because that's how serious I am about this yarn. Okay, so deep breath one. Okay, Premier Puzzle. Need I say more? I mean, if you said it, if you shouted that out before I said it, then you know me very well. Premier Puzzle is literally my favorite Premier yarn. I have been shouting out Premier's puzzle yarn since before I was even a channel. Before I knew that Premier was really Premier. Like, I had no idea. I just love this yarn and I made all the things with it. And soon after I started my channel, I learned that there are 35 colorways of Premier puzzle before they came out with the solids. So solids not included, there are 35 colorways, not including the shimmers either. So I made it my goal to get all of the colorways of Premier Puzzle. I wanted every single one of them. I didn't care what I needed to do to get them, whether it was Facebook Marketplace, Walmart in their yarn aisle, or order from Premier, or didn't matter. I needed to figure out a way to get all 35. And so I did. And there were some colorways that were very difficult to get a hold of, but I got them. And so after having them all, I said, okay, now what? I have all the colorways. So I designed a blanket. It's called the Gameplay Blanket, and it features 7 or 8 different Premier puzzle yarns. I created, granny squares, and I combined them in just every which way, and put a nice border on it. It's on my channel, tutorial for the left and right-handed crocheters. But yes, I created that blanket, and then I said, okay, now what? I mean, I have all this Premier puzzle yarn. What am I going to do with it? I made hats. I made scarves. I made shawls with all of the yarn. And then I had a whole bunch still left over. So I did mystery boxes, and I depleted my puzzle inventory and gave it all away in mystery boxes. And so then recently Premier Puzzle came out with Premier Puzzle Solids. And I said, now I have to re-up my stash because the possibilities now are endless. It is a game changer. I can now run Puzzle Solid with Premier Puzzle, and they offer solutions to certain colorways and things, because as I made projects last year with the Premier Puzzle, I'm like, okay, if they had a solid, I'd be able to execute this design in such a way that it's exactly what I have in my head. So they came out with the solids, and now I'm on a mission. I am on a mission to get every single colorway back in my stash so I can create. And so as of right now, out of the 35 colorways, I only have 15. So I am working on it. Right now I'm waiting for my leapfrog to come in. I'm very excited about that. I have kickball, and I have jacks, and I have checkers. I mean, yes, backgammon, cat's cradle, acrostic, Sudoku, maze. I mean, they're there, right? I have jigsaw, and there's a new one, seashore, that I have, and crossword. So yes, I'm getting back on track. I'm going to have all 35 colorways, and I'm going to design and create and be inspired all over again because there's Premier solids. So there's that. I'm very excited about it. And I hope you guys are too, because Premier Puzzle is such a great yarn. I spent, almost 5 minutes talking about Premier Puzzle. Premier Puzzle is such good yarn. Anyway, so my next favorite Premier yarn is Premier Basics DK. I absolutely love Premier Basics DK. It's a very nice 3-weight yarn. You know how some 3-weight yarns are like really light? They're on the lighter side? No. This is a perfect 3-weight yarn. I can run a 5mm crochet hook with it, and it is perfect. I can run that DK weight yarn with another yarn, and again, it's perfect. I have no complaints, and there are so many colorways to choose from, and right now it is on sale for $2 a skein on the Premier website. And if you order in bunches of 3, it comes pre-wrapped in a 3-pack. So just a little advice. 3 packs. If I could, I would have every single colorway of all the things. I just love having the things so that I can just design and be creative and be inspired. I love looking at all of the colorways right here in front of me, so that way I can just put my creative juices to work. I love the idea of being able to look at a red and look at a green and say, you know what, these shades of red and green are perfect for this project because they're right here and I'm touching it and I'm seeing it. Are any of you guys that way? I know for me, I have to actually see the correct hue by actually holding it and looking at it. Now, that's not always the case when you're ordering online, so it's very important to look at pictures and see, the accurate representation of the colorway. So I will say that Premiere is very good with its color interpretation in comparison to some other places. So, I'm really big on that. So, you test it out by ordering some things and you compare what you're holding to what you see online. And I will tell you, it's really, really good. It's spot on. So, yes, there's that. And I'm really, really enjoying this. I'd be a lot further if I'd concentrate on this, but we're talking Premier Yarns, so I can't help this. I can't help the pace, my friends. So it is fine. Anyway, so do you guys have any plans for the upcoming holiday season in terms of projects? Are you guys planning on putting anything special on your hook? Do you have any special projects that you would like to see tutorials on? I am taking, I don't want to say suggestions, but if there's definitely something that you would like to see a tutorial on, just sound off in the comments. I review the comments, and if I see a lot of the same thing, I will definitely take that into consideration. So yes, I'm always up for a tutorial. So another thing, if you're new here, I love creating tutorials. I like to call myself a tutorialist. I really enjoy it. It's not easy. It's difficult work. Not everyone can do it, but it's something that I enjoy doing because I know that when I was learning how to crochet difficult stitches that my aunt and my grandmother just weren't here to teach me, I really picked up on the things that I would like to see as someone who's learning. So, there are certain stitches that you don't really need to go too slow with, but then there are other ones where you really have to take your time. And so I take all of that into consideration. And so I really enjoy creating things for people to watch and enjoy and make as well. So yeah, there's that. This is nice. I do like it. And I think, yes, I think that's perfect. It's not a colorway that's conducive for me, but it's perfect for Matt. So I can wrap it around his neck right here and have it sit on the table, and it'll be a thing. So I love this for Matt. Now for me, I would like to run this with Premier Basics DK in black. I would like that black marled look with this as, just a more toned down version. I mean, I know it defeats the purpose of it being vivid, but there's something about the marled look that I really enjoy. So if I were to make this for me, I would have a black DK or a charcoal DK colorway running through this. I think that would be great. So I know a project that I do want to put on the hook is Premier Basics worsted red. I mean, like a bright, not, just like they're bright red, yes, like that. I want to put that colorway on the hook for a hat. Maybe a hat and scarf set for winter. It wasn't me, it was actually the audience who said, Juan, red is your color. And when I was told that, I said, you know what, let me go back and watch some of my videos where I'm wearing red. And you know what? I really enjoy seeing myself in red as well. So I said, okay, now I need to get that in my mind. Start creating red projects to wear, red wearables, hats, scarves, sweaters, and things. And so, yes, I've been collecting some red yarn, as you saw there, and I plan on putting things on the hook. I'm not sure if it's going to be for the channel, or it could be a palette cleanser for me in between projects, So I'm still trying to figure out all the things. Anyway, what is your favorite color? What color do you like to work your projects up in? I'm curious because I find that when I ask people that question, a lot of people say some of the same colors, like blue. A lot of people love working with blue yarn for some reason. The blacks, and also like and when I say blacks, I mean like dark charcoal, obviously black, but then like the grays as well. Also, I see a lot of folks mention the taupes and the browns and the walnuts, all those browns, you know. And maybe that's seasonal as well. So like in the summertime, you get people that really are into like the bright, vibrant colors like this, and maybe even like this, you know, just tropical colors. And it just depends on the season. But then you have people that, you know, will go to those colors regardless of the season and put those things on their hook because that's the colorway that inspires them to create the projects that they have in their mind. So I'm very curious, what colors do you like to work with the best? And do you work with them year round? Do you work with them seasonally? You know, yes, I'm very curious. I'm full of questions tonight. I can't help it. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do is just sit back and reanalyze my stitch counts, because through this whole entire thing, while I'm gabbing at the gums and doing the stitches, the one thing that I should have noticed, but I did not, was that my stitches slid over by one. So if you look on this side here, I have one stitch too many here, and I have no extra stitch on this side right here. But I do have the actual chain count correct, the stitch count is right, but in terms of laying out the cables is not right. So as I said, part of the creative process is knowing when to pull it back, right? So all is not lost. Although I'm frogging it back. Have I ever had a WIPn It with Juan session where I sat here and I created something and then I said, you know what? Sorry, my friends. I'm gonna whip this up and rip it back and get it right so that when I do the tutorial, we can see it the correct way the first time, right? So anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this session. I mean, even though I'm frogging it all back, it's perfectly fine. You know, we went it right the first time. So if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And then, of course, leave a comment or two. I would definitely appreciate the support. As always, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I really hope that you had just as much fun. So that is all from me for now. And until next time, take care, friends. Have a good one. Bye.